This is a Land Rover Defender 110 TD5 from 1999 that we bought in South Africa while we were still living in the Netherlands. We call this car Pango and we turned it into a full-time overlanding vehicle. You might have seen our build or rebuild videos, but we thought we'd give you one comprehensive tour of our full setup.
So this 110 had been converted from a pickup to a station wagon by previous owners, and because they also used it as a camper vehicle, we already got it with some extras installed. So we already had the rock sliders, this raised air intake, very good tires, the BF Goodrich all-terrain tires. There's a bull bar installed, the bumper, the Ramsey winch with the synthetic rope. And also a great stainless steel protector plate here at the bottom. So there's an extra fuel tank already installed, as well as a 270 awning that goes around the vehicle to the back. So what we added to this front section of the vehicle was the spotlights, AfriBush LED spotlights. Friends gave us this in case of emergencies, and the emergency is like being stuck or needing a bush toilet, a felty. Also for being stuck or leveling the car, we have the Max Tracks, and we put them on the bonnet. There's another video that shows why we put them on the bonnet. So since we wanted to do a long-term trip, we needed storage. Originally, this was a third diesel tank. This was the old inlet. But we converted this through a box from Land Guru on both sides into a storage box. So this storage box has some of the recovery gear, tools, a filter for the diesel, something to lie on under the car when necessary. So all of our extra stuff, recovery and maintenance stuff. And then on the other side, we have another one. This is for the compressor, a bottle jack, mechanical bottle jack, the in-deflate for deflating and inflating our tires, a tire repair kit, my shirt for going underneath the car, things like that.
Speaking of storage, here on our spare wheel we have a bag that we use for trash, but also barbecue or braai equipment, dirty laundry, things like that. And on here we can store wood, especially in Africa, or other items. So since we removed one of our diesel tanks, the plan was to rather have one of the jerry cans be an extra diesel can. So this is 20 liters of diesel extra. We have the second diesel tank in here, which is about 40 or 45 liters, and the main tank, which was 75 liters. So we have over 130 liters that we can carry with us. That should take us quite a distance. So the other jerry can will be our extra water. Mostly we'll probably use that for a shower, and it's nice and hot in the sun of Africa with it being black, so that helps having heated up the water a bit for the shower. We do have another water tank installed, which we did. This is a front runner tank, and it goes underneath here. You see the little tap here. That is a 32 liter tank that goes into this corner of the car. Both on this side and on this side we mounted cargo rails on the car. They come in handy. Also, you've seen we mounted our jerry cans on it, but also this ladder. It originally was mounted at the back of the car. We modified it a little bit and put it here, also because this is for us the best way to access our storage on the roof. So on our roof rack here, we have 3 storage boxes with all kinds of items, spare parts, things we don't need on a day-to-day basis. There's an air jack there and other things that we put in a dry bag to keep dry. Under here is a table from Alucap that slides out. And here we have one of our 2 solar panels. So this is a 200 watt solar panel. And we also have a 220 foldable solar panel. This gives us the opportunity to, when our car is parked in the shade, still collect sun with the foldable panel that we can just move around. This is a front cabin, and the most things we did here you cannot see. vibration and thermal insulation. We did it basically all over the place. We removed almost the whole dash. Maybe you've seen it in one of our videos, or multiple of them, because it took a while. And a few more visible things that we did here. New covers for our chairs. And we made ourselves a new dashboard here. Various plugs. Carla made a new cushion for our cubby here. We installed aircon. Nice to have in Africa. And this came with the roof. And that gives us some extra storage space, so we can put all kinds of miscellaneous items up here. Furthermore, we sprayed these door panels, added these nets for some storage, and we made a bag here, some sort of, well, call it a saddle bag, with also extra storage.
Thank you, Mom.
Also, we installed a coolant level sensor and a tire pressure monitor system. This here is our rear camera and our dash cam that is like the other electrical outlets, fed by our leisure battery system.
So when we remove the cover, this black box of our leisure system, then you see our main components. We have two 100 amp hour batteries that are situated here underneath these seats. And that is coupled in parallel, and it feeds our system from here. What we have to power our batteries are the solar panels. The solar energy of both panels are converted through this one MPPT to charge the batteries. And then when we are driving, we also have a Orion DC-DC converter. So it charges via the alternator, our starter battery, and this system. The other parts of the 12-volt system is this distribution box with a fuse box that feeds our lights. We have a light here by the awning. We have a light on the other side by the jerry tanks. Our dash power supply that we showed you, all the 12-volt points and the USB points that we use. Our refrigerator is powered from here. Water pump, everything. And the other components you see here are the shunt, a kill switch, and a fuse for the main system. On this side, we also put the circuit breakers for the two solar panels, which we just then use it as a kill switch as well. So our 12-volt system, which is then charged from here, is also feeding this Phoenix inverter, this Victron Phoenix inverter, to give us a 220-volt supply. So this is a 2000 watt inverter, and we chose such a large inverter because we wanted to use induction cooking, and we charge our laptops and some few other small 220 components.
The major modification we had done by far is the roof conversion. We have a pop-top roof. It's an Alucap Icarus. It pops up and it gives us a tent, a place to sleep in, and it transforms our vehicle into a tiny home on wheels. Welcome in our living room, annex kitchen. So, this here is our bench. We have another extra cushion that we can put up here as a back cushion, but also fits precisely in here. If necessary, we can sleep downstairs. We show you the upstairs bed just now. Under our bench we have used every centimeter for storage. So this is where we keep our clothes. We both have our own sections. And shoes and other items here. Then here. we keep our toilet. It slides out and we can use it if necessary. Here we have a set of storage bags for socks and underwear and cables and whatnot. And our curtains. Very simplistic with little elastic bands, but works perfectly.
Again, thank you, Mom.
And the curtain here that we just attached to the roof with Velcro. Our living room is also our kitchen, starting with a 55-liter fridge from National Luna. Here we have a little sink. And this water system here has a filter, so we use this as our drinking water. 40 liters of drinking water we can store in here. As you can see, we have a very simplistic setup, and Carla will tell you just now more about the materials we used. We store all kinds of items here: toiletries, electronics, of course food, and well, it works perfectly for us. So far very happy with it.
We try to keep everything as lightweight as possible. So for the structure itself, we have a aluminium composite side structure and shelving. So the composite is a thin layer, 0.3 millimeters of aluminium, a plastic layer, and then again an aluminium layer, and that wafer makes it very strong but quite light. And then the structure itself is the aluminium tubing, just a normal square tubing with connected fittings to give us sort of a matrix structure. We have the shelvings in between, and then for the cover in the end we went for plexiglass. As it's also light, it's a little bit bendable, it can handle a knock. And we just put a little piece of elastic here to get in, and that's it.
So 40 liters of drinking water here. Then we have a 32 liter tank here that we fill up here. And as we showed you before, the extra jerry can that we can use for water. That water we use mostly for our dishes, but also our showers. We have a very basic shower setup, a chargeable submersible pump with a shower head and a bucket.
Then, moving towards the back of the vehicle, we needed a little bit more storage and places to work, or surfaces to work. So we have this front runner tailgate table. Goes down, slides out, gives us a nice surface on which we can cook. Like we said, we wanted an induction stove, so the induction stove stands here. There's our 220 supply. And this is the molle plate we made ourselves. It's from aluminium strips that we powder coated and pop riveted to the frame and to each other. So it's a strong grid that cannot move, and we can hang things from it.
And this is the cool part of our double volume tiny house. Come upstairs. So this folds up and down in two pieces. And this gives us a very spacious bed. And you know what is the most beautiful part of our setup? Our outside area.
So this whole build took us about 4 months. That excludes maintenance and some repairs. And you can see it all back on our YouTube channel, the first few videos. And it might look like a simple design, but not everything was smooth sailing.
Show the people what you did.
I screwed it up. I screwed it all up. Patrick did. This also.
I just had a mental breakdown.
So it's taking longer than we thought. It should be simple.
How much longer? You're such a monster.
So we had some leakage on the filter.
I make myself crazy.
I had 2 hands.
So I used my lip.
Because she didn't want help, I came close. If she had a mouth to use, she would have bitten me.
Let's go.
Let's go. But we learned, and we're still learning. And so the journey continues.
Yes, we are now in Africa, traveling around, and our dream is to travel the world with Pango. And we hope you wander along with us. Oh, wait. You might want to know what this all cost us. For the car, we paid 225,000 South African rand. For the rooftop conversion, 112,000 rand. And the rest of the build, from jacks to jerrycans and from fridge to fuses, cost us another 185,000 rand. Some products and labor are cheaper in South Africa than in Europe or, for example, the US. Prices are mostly from late 2024. You can get a full list of the items and the costs on our Patreon page. Leisure battery system.
What's it? Whose t-shirt is that?
Yeah, at least it's a t-shirt, not someone's bra.